Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Tuesday, June 17th. I know you have this circled in your calendar. It's the first day of the two-day Fed policy meeting where they're going to meet. I don't think they're going to do anything. I really don't. I'm not even sure they're going to do anything for the rest of the year. But anyway, maybe they should. I don't know. Seems like the economy is kind of slowing down some. But so far have not gotten any indication that they are going to cut rates at this meeting. We'll let you know if that is different outcome than what we expect. In the meantime, if you have a financial matter that needs some attention, maybe you need an extra set of ears and eyes on a situation, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. And if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. By the way, I want to point out that in our sister broadcast known as The Money Watch Show, we did a great segment on how to select a financial advisor and to know whether or not you should need to do so. We did that over the weekend on Saturday. And if you're not a subscriber to Money Watch, you should be. In the program, we do answer financial questions, but we also concentrate on some of the core aspects of building your financial life. So we try to go a little bit deeper on topics than we might do in this program. So that said, check it out, the Money Watch podcast. It drops on Saturdays and Sundays, and you should subscribe to it. And at the very least, make sure you listen to that episode from this past weekend because I thought it was a very good one. Okay, let's do some emails. The first one is from Charles, who wants to know, what do you consider a safe withdrawal rate for a couple retiring at age 65? I get the impression you're more conservative than the standard 4%. I have kids, but my main concern is maximizing my spending over my retirement. You know, Charles, you're right. I'm a little bit more conservative. That said, the 4% has worked very well if you back test it. It really has. One way that you can maximize your spending, though, is you can use 4%. You might be able to do that in a good year. And you say, oh, I'm going to take 4% in a good year. But maybe in a down year, you take a little bit less. Maybe you take 3.5%. So I don't know how much money you have because maybe the 4% is even silly because you have so much money, it just doesn't matter. But I'm a wimp. I'm totally a wimp. So if I choose 3.5% as a safe withdrawal rate and I end up with a little bit more money, fine. I think it's also good to know yourself. I love that you said, you have kids, but that's not like your main concern. I think that's an important note, gang, because if you have children and all you want to do is leave them as much money as possible, I'm not a parent. I would never choose that. I tell my mother to spend her money every day. I think that if that's your main concern, then you can use more conservative numbers. And, if they end up with more money, then that's the good outcome for you. But I like when people live nice and big and, within their means, of course. Jan says, you ready for this, Mark? I love your podcast and listen every day. This is my people. This is my tribe, you guys. I love you. Jan's 71. She's retired. She has a state pension of $79,000, which more than covers her expenses. Oh, Mark, just a little side note. I ran into a woman who I will like to call my very favorite farmer in the world. She's literally a farmer, okay? She says when she listens to the podcast, because she lives in a high cost of living area, she cannot imagine people who are able to live fine on $7,000 or $8,000 a month. She's like, where do they live? I can't. I said, I know, it's just a different area. It's okay. But that's why when you hear about these numbers, gang, we don't judge them. We just listen to what you're saying. If your numbers are $15,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 a month, that's your number, and we figure out if you can cover it. In the case of Jan, her state pension, $79,000, more than covers her expenses. She has 2 self-sufficient, financially independent children. Amen to that. Oh yeah, amen to that is right, Jan. Jan owns 2 multi-family properties, and they're valued at $2.2 million. One is paid for, and the other one, which is worth $1.5 million, has a $233,000 mortgage. And she lives in the $1.5 million house. Okay. She says, I've got a 457 plan. It's traditional. $675,000. The money will be left to my children along with the properties and other accounts. I'm in the 24% federal tax bracket, and it just dawned on me, how much taxes my children will have to pay. and that they're going to need to empty those accounts within 10 years of inheriting them. That's true. So, is converting to a Roth a good idea, and at what intervals and amounts given my age and need for required minimum distributions in 2 years? I'm sorry I'm late to the party. The alternative is to take the RMDs and put it in high-yield accounts minus taxes and have those accounts transfer on death accounts. Okay, first of all, no problems here and nothing to worry about. Everything's great, right? One thing that you could do is, if you're, I don't know how far up the 24% bracket you are. So you could convert the money. I just don't know if you have other accounts that could pay the tax that's due. So you didn't mention that you had some big slug of money in cash or some money in a brokerage account, a savings account or CDs. Let's say for argument that you don't have the cash to pay the tax. In that case, you can just take money out of that account. And you're absolutely right. You don't have to take RMDs. You can take even more than the RMDs and try to stay inside that 24% bracket, which is, if you're single this year, up to $197,300. If your kids are in a higher tax bracket than you, maybe your kids are, so financially independent and self-sufficient that they are like making a ton of money. Maybe you even go up into the 32% bracket. Maybe you pull more money out than your RMDs. But it won't matter either way. It's fine. I don't think you should convert unless we have a lot of money sitting aside, and you didn't mention that. So I'm going to say you can just pull the money out. They'll inherit the money, and they'll pay the tax on it. It's not such a big deal, okay? If you've got a follow-up question, let us know, okay? Thank you, Jan. David writes, I'm currently in a federal position in Washington, D.C. And so he says, I don't have a degree, but I had 6 years experience in the military prior to this current job. I've been in the role since 23. The pay is great, but with all the drama that has come with the new regime, presidential regime, I believe that it is smart to start weighing my options. How would you recommend I go about this, since I currently do not have a degree and I feel like I'm making more than most people with no degree? How can I compare jobs with no pension to my current? My only work experience is in the military and then my current role, so I just don't have any real idea where I stand. Thank you in advance. Well, David, a couple of things. One thing to consider is that if you are really freaked out by the drama, then you look around. And one way to look at the difference between the pay and the pension is to try to compare apples to apples. So go out there, look at a job that you think you could get, and then write us back, and then we can give you an idea about this. I mean, obviously the pay is easy. Usually you say the pay is great in your current job and that you wouldn't make as much money in the private sector. That's very different for most federal employees. A lot of federal employees, what they find is that they go into the private sector, they'll make more money in salary, but they'll lose that pension benefit. But considering you are in the military, I presume you already have a pension, and maybe we could find you a different job where you don't have to worry so much about the pay differential or the pension. So get back in touch with us, David. I'd really like to talk this through. I feel so bad for these people. It's like I like my job, and now I'm freaked out by this whole thing. So anyway, okay. This is from Ralph, who says, thank you for your invaluable impact on my practice as a financial advisor. Oh, boy, I love this, Mark. I love when you do this. Okay. Dear Jill, I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to express my sincere gratitude for the tremendous impact you and Mark have had on my development as a financial advisor through the Jill on Money podcast. How about that, Mark? Thank you. Let me continue, because I'd like to end on a high note here. As a practicing financial advisor for more than 20 years, I've found your show to be an invaluable professional development tool. I regularly use your caller interactions as case studies, working through each scenario myself before hearing your recommendations. This practice has significantly enhanced my financial planning acumen and helped me think through complex situations from multiple angles. This is so nice, Mark. I'm going to cry. I need this today. What strikes me most is your exceptional ability to ask thoughtful, probing questions that get to the heart of each caller's situation. Your questioning technique has become a model for my own client interactions, helping me develop better skills in drawing out the information needed to provide comprehensive guidance. The way you listen with genuine empathy while maintaining professional insight is truly masterful. Your approach to, I love this guy so much, he's my favorite person today. Your approach to helping people navigate their financial challenges is both earnest and sincere, which creates an environment where callers feel comfortable sharing their most pressing concerns. Observing how you guide people through difficult circumstances, from retirement planning to debt management to family financial dynamics, has given me deeper insight into the human side of financial planning that goes far beyond numbers and calculations. The discourse between you and Mark provides a rich learning experience that helps me understand different perspectives and approaches to financial problem solving. Your combined expertise, delivered with such kindness and thoughtfulness, serves as a continuous reminder of why this profession is so meaningful. Thank you for the dedication you bring to helping both your listeners and fellow professionals like myself. Your work makes a real difference in how we serve our clients and approach this important work. With deep appreciation, Ralph.
Ralphie, put me on the payroll, man.
Wow. I mean, that is so awesome. I mean, it really is. It speaks to a million different things, but it's why I love doing this show so much, because you never know who's listening. I really do believe that. And I think that for me personally, after being in this business, and really I do love the business, it's just that, I didn't want to be a financial advisor anymore. This gives me such a nice way to work through problems with you guys and to bring some expertise to it without selling a product or a service or anything, just talking to you. So, Mark, hooray for us.
I mean, it's, that Ralph actually sat down and took the time to write a note like this. It's incredible. That's what it's all about.
It really is. By the way, I'm looking at his website because, of course, I look
I already
him up
did. He's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's in Pennsylvania, and it's very nice. It really means a ton to us that you did take the time and that we're touching people every day, and we don't take that for granted. So, gang, listen to Ralph and listen to us, and it is a real gift for us to do this show. I know I say that. I don't mean to sound goofy. It's the truth. Mark, what do I complain about? Not this show. What do I complain about?
not this show, but just about everything else.
No, not even the other shows. Not about radio. Not about the other podcast, Money Watch. Other things, perhaps. This, no. So thank you, Ralph, for reminding us how much we love this show. Thank you all for always being there for us and for being our cheerleaders. So we appreciate that. If you've got a question and you would like to join us on the air, just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. And if you want to join us, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Don't forget, we've got all of our content that lives on the website. There is another podcast. There is a radio show. There are videos. There are resources. There's, of course, the free weekly newsletter, which comes out every Friday. Mark does an amazing job with that. So Ralph lifted us up today. You see that? Like, what a well thought out message and how nice that was. It makes a difference. It made a difference for us, and we'd like you to pay that forward to someone else. So lift someone up in your life. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.